Are you tired of making fabulous, beautiful, and amazing houses like this and just want to make some crappy, hideous, disgusting build? Well, in this video, I try to make the world's ugliest house while you can either follow along or watch the video just for the entertainment. Okay, so in order to build this world's ugliest house, we're gonna need these materials and whatever else you want to add as well if you're following along. But first of all, we got some nether brick stairs, shroomlight, wither rose, redstone, mangrove sign. This is the sign we're gonna use to name this beautiful house we're gonna make. Wet sponge, sea pickles, painting roots, forest flowers, netherrack, skulk vein, dead horn coral, and dead tube coral. Now it doesn't really matter what you use, just any dead coral, and of course some bedrock too. Now all of these items are pretty easy to get in survival, I would say. I mean, bedrock is the easiest out of them all. But you know, if for some reason you can't get bedrock, you can just cross this out and continue on with the rest of these materials. What's right behind me is a disgusting looking house. Just look at how disgusting this is. We do not need this.
And by the way, it definitely has an interior. Definitely. I mean, why would you even question that it doesn't have an interior? What's insane? You're crazy.
Yeah, I almost forgot we're also going to need some dirt as well. So as you can see here, we got a beautiful dirt house. I mean, just look at this masterpiece. I mean, this dirt house literally has everything you need, you could ever want. It's a 5-star hotel rating dirt house. But although this house is pretty ugly, we're not going for just ugly. We're going for world's ugliest. So first things first, we gotta make the base of this house. First, we need to make the front porch. So it's gonna look something like this. And then, oh yeah, look at this
Beautiful masterpiece.
just start covering it. Also, in order to make an ugly house, you must always build a square house, because the square houses are the most beautiful thing in existence. So first things first, we just gotta make the basis of this, and it turns out we can't actually use this coarse flour, but that won't stop us today. So let's just keep building, just go however far you really want. Just start building anything, just use any of these blocks. We're gonna cover it all. We're gonna make sure that people puke at the sight of this build, but like just kind of get a mixture of it. I think this is a pretty decent size. We're gonna keep it here. This is looking pretty decent so far. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of bring it up and just start randomizing your blocks. It doesn't have to be completely randomly, but it has to be random enough. You have this beautiful masterpiece in front of you. You want to make a front door entrance, so let's just break this first of all, and voila, we have some doors. Now there's no need to add doors to this room because who needs doors anyways, right? So now just fill up the hole with whatever stuff you have left, and I'll see you guys in a moment. This beautiful house.
I mean, it's gorgeous. It's really gorgeous. I mean, just listen to the sound.
Just walking sound.
2,000 years later.
So we're not really, I don't think we're really gonna add a ceiling because who needs ceilings, right? Not me. So before we move on to the interior, let's add some sculk veins to this build. Just kind of add it randomly. Alright, I think this is pretty random. No, really just adds to the build. So another block I forgot in the build was rooted dirt. We would probably want rooted dirt because rooted dirt is just
hideously disgusting.
And I changed my mind. We actually do need roofs. Okay, so let's just make a roof real quick. Okay, so now that we've kind of made it ceiling, now we gotta work on the interior. So first things first, we need to add some hanging roots. So just kind of place these everywhere. Really add some detail to this build. Okay, so now that we have this
Pukingly disgusting build, but at the same time
marvelous, beautiful, awesome build, now we gotta work on adding a few other things. So let's add some sea pickles and withered roses, and don't forget the dead coral as well. Oh yes, perfection. Just look at this beauty. Pretty sure anyone would puke at the sight of this. Now, of course, this build is missing something. Of course it is. It's missing a pathway. Now, for the pathway, I would recommend using rooted dirt, wet sponge, and mycelium. Just put it randomly. Kind of make a path over here. Ignore that disgusting house over there. Alright, so now that we got a beautiful kind of path, it's obviously missing something. What is it missing, you may ask? Well, it's missing some sea pickles and wither roses. Just kind of place them around. Don't place them near the path, like where the going to be walking. You don't want it to be in the way. Yeah, that's looking pretty nice. Okay, so one last thing I forgot to mention. We're gonna need some water buckets and some lava buckets as well. To just kind of pour it randomly. It doesn't matter a whole lot if the water or lava interferes. Just kind of make a pattern. Bit going back and forth like this. There we go. Oh yes. Now, unfortunately, it will destroy some of the skulk veins, but it'll leave some behind, though.
oh yes, beautiful. Look at this house. Just look at this.
Eventually.
And we're almost done with the build. Alright, so it's time to add some final touches. This is basically where you can add anything else you want. I mean, a house isn't a house without a bed, so let's just find a bed. Which bed should we go with? Let's go with brown, because brown is the color of dirt. Got a brown bed right there, and of course we gotta have those chests. That an ender chest actually. Let's also add some raw blocks, copper they'll really add to the build. Maybe mix it up with some raw iron as well. Alright, so let's just add a few more chunks out here of copper iron piles. Alright, so of course we've gotta name this beautiful house. Call it the world's ugliest house. And now that I've built this gigantic, hideous house, I can now say I'm the proud owner of the world's ugliest house. And hopefully you can too if you followed along with the steps and tutorial. If a friend ever asks you to help them with their house, then just build them this when they're looking behind their back, and it would be a great prank. But yeah, let me know what you thought of this video in the comment section below. And if you're interested in watching the video where I show and explain the 5 most forgotten mobs in all of Minecraft, then click the video right next to the screen, just right there to the right of the screen.